All attention now turns to the closed-circuit television, which should provide video images to many questions.
In some instances, they have been able to beat us to it. I give you an example, one in Abuja, a place called Kubwa, where they deliberately went to cover the CCTV with a sack. All the CCTV cameras were covered up, and we had to send our officers there to discover that was, and they were doing some things they were not expected to do. But we were able to catch them because from our control room, we could see that we could not reach them. And we put some highly credible women in Kaduna, former vice chancellors, former registrars, about 20 of them were in Kaduna. They had nothing doing during the registration exercise than watching viewing what was going on in our 642 centers across the country.
The Abuja incident has also been given attention by the CBT owners.
The owner of that center was not aware until he read that information, from the media, and had to go all the way to investigate it. And at the end of the day, what we see that incident actually happened in a government-owned center and not a private CBT center.
The association has a number of requests, which they say is yet to be met.
We burned diesel from 6 a.m. to 3 a.m. before announcement was made that the mock has been cancelled. Up till now, we're not paid. The registrar told us to collect 700 naira each from students on the day of the mock. 350 should be paid to Jamb accounts, while we take 350. But like 10 hours before that day, before that Jamb mock day, he sent a mail that we should make it free, that Jamb is going to pay us. And we didn't collect any money. Up till now, we were not paid. Then thereafter, there was a successful mock that we did. We burned our diesel, used energy, we were not paid up till now. Even the exam proper, we were not paid.
A telephone conversation with the registrar confirms that the CBT owners are yet to be paid, but Professor Oloyede insists that any CBT found culpable of abetting malpractice would not be paid. The biggest fear of the association is the call for mega centers by Professor Oloyede, which may imply that their facility may not be used for subsequent examinations.
We borrowed money to make sure that these things are in place for them. Like most of us, we don't need 250 system for God's sake. We don't need 250 system. They needed it. They needed additional 25 backup that we must make them available for them. We don't need it. They said we should make it available for them. How are we going to recoup this money back? Oh, you cannot recoup it just in 1 year. You have years to recoup it.
All this have brought up the question of how best Jamb can be organized to minimize malpractice and controversy.
Jamb has always had its problems in terms of ability to do things centrally and uniformly. Now, at that time, the university teachers, they will set the questions and the exams will be done within approved university centers. Now, the population has expanded. So they've asked private people to come out and set up what they call a CBT so that people can do the exams there. Yeah, of course. When you have such expansion, you are likely to see so many things happening. My
personal view is that we ought to return to what the practice used to be, between collaboration, effective collaboration between Jamb and the institutions. We might want to recollect that until 2005, successive chairmen of Jamb were serving vice chancellors of universities. It was only as late as 2005 that we now had people who are not vice chancellors becoming chairmen of our boards, Jamb board. What that speaks to is that the institutions were ready to collaborate, make one of them be in charge as the chairman of the board, and see whether this issue of conflict. I believe that what we have done this year, if we do it 2-3 times, we will achieve the same goal that you want to say.
Even Jamb has been called on to make some adjustments.
In fact, I was quite unhappy when I drove in out that day and I saw so many people around Akoka here staying outside for an exam. You know, an exam is for 8 o'clock and then people are still hanging on there at 10 o'clock. They've been in the sun. It's not well. We must work harder to make sure that our schedule is more effective. And we need to treat this, even intending students, we need to treat them with some dignity. You know, we cannot be treating them as if they are just, you know, nobody. Keep them in the sun for so long, the thing is not ready. No. That is not good. And that's why we are getting the type of output we are getting from university. The output we are getting from university graduates now are probably worse than the attitude we are getting for Standard 6 during our own days. So that's the problem. The society itself will have to change the attitude to learning, to academics. They need to make sure that people who can transform the society are the only people that we admit.